Okay everybody, this is your complete transformation process for Iron Factory's take on a Legends scale. Hellbat, he's called the Scythe of Bifrons. Just a reminder, this is only the transformation process and the review has been separately uploaded. There's a link to that in the description, and also I hope this helps you out, because although this transformation process isn't the most difficult, he's quite fiddly, and yeah, to be honest, because the way the mold's made, things do pop off and stuff. So again, if you watch this will at least reassure you. So first things first, if you've had a play around with the figure, these are the only fists that you can pretty much use for transformation, or you can just pop them off. It's up to you. So what I'm trying to say is the open palmed, the pointing hands, and of course the ones which you can grip onto things, you can't do the transformation because they stick out too much. Now you can also take this off, which in honesty actually helps things out as well, and then you can just reattach it, no problem whatsoever. Right, what we're going to do then, I'm going to turn the head around straight away like so, and just make sure it's sort of leaning towards the back of the figure. What we're then going to do, we're going to take this part of the back. You can see this is pretty much on a hinge there. We're going to open up this, and then these legs will collapse inside themselves. If I remember correctly, it's a bit like the old Combiner Wars figures. So if that's the case, it would be easier to tab these together, like in fact tab them together like so. We're going to do both legs at the same time, but before we do that, just because again it makes it so much easier, let's get the landing gear out before we forget. Hold the two of these together, and then with a little bit of luck, this should, see what I mean, it's super stiff. These are on hinges, they need to slide down. Mega stiff, scary stiff, to be honest. I'm going to try the one leg at a time because it shouldn't be this difficult, but I know that I'm going to need to put quite a bit of pressure to slide that all the way down, close that over, so you can see where that's tabbed in. Again guys, this is why I'm keeping it all in, because not all figures transform exactly as they're supposed to, especially not for the first time. Press that all the way in, make sure that it's all the way down. Now this should line up, that, yes, there you go, line up a bit better. That'll tab in, and then of course you can bring up the boosters and then just tuck the feet behind the landing gear like so, and then pretty much you'll see there's a little tab here as well, so you can just bring it over and that'll rest into position there. So same principle, slightly forward. These are all on ball and sockets, which makes everything not annoying, but it just gives it so much more playability, but a lot more, yeah, probably annoyance, to be fair, when it comes to trying to get them to hold into position. Right, let's now tab this back bit in, and at least I can tell you now that we are halfway through, and the rest is again pretty plain sailing. Let's take these shoulders, disconnect it at this part here, and then stretch, just bring it out of the way for now, because, oh, there you go, ball and socket straight away. Again, kept it in, told you, this is Iron Factory, so notorious for these. That's why I like to do these, again, just to reassure you, because it's not broke, it's as simple as that. And in fact, that's getting it's funny, you just gotta laugh. Right, let's turn this to the back. So these here are on their own axes as well. You can spin the wings around on this axis here, there you go, and we can see we're going to tab that in now. Make sure this is the same way, because this could of course be up there and this could of course be down there. So what you're looking for is this to be up and this to be span all the way around. So same process on this side, make sure you've got some clearance excuse me, bring it round, and let's bring this down. That's the waist swivel there. So now let's bring this down, line it right up, tab it into there, a little bit of force again, bringing it down, little bit of force to line it up, make sure everything stays together. Take this nose cone again, nice and careful, spin it all the way around, and then get ready to cover up the head. Oh, what I've not done is folded down these, there you go, and bring this over. And before we click this in, we need to make sure that we bring this down, put that back up there, rotate this 90 degrees to face upwards, and this is going to push in. I've gone too far with that shoulder joint, push in. Oh, and you see what I mean? It's not the most difficult, it's not the most difficult transformation process, but I'm going to get a million thumbs down because of this. But this is what happens, this is what they do. And as I say, there's so many people who have had message me saying, why are all my joints popping off? Is that normal? And unfortunately, as you can see, it is. Let's push this joint right in because it needs to be flush. So this is why it's a pain. And the embarrassing thing is this shouldn't take anywhere near 5 minutes. This should take probably sub 2. There you go. Push that in. That's gone in now. Let's push this one in like so. There we go. And then the shoulder pad will come out. Head has gone in there. That's going to click down into position as well. And then, as I say, embarrassingly enough, guys, that's taken 5 minutes. That is terrible. If you're still watching, let me know. There you go. That is the jet mode. Let's just get him back into robot mode then. And to be honest, if things pop off this time, I'm not going to be too bothered because I'm just going to reattach them. So it's borderline cheating, borderline a bit like a parts former. Let's just separate these out of here. But again, I suppose it gives me a chance to just not vent, but I just don't understand why the tolerances on these are that bad. Disconnect the wing, the ball and sockets pop out. And as I say, it's not just myself. Other reviewers, other people seem to have these problems. I'm just holding that up so that's set me free from them tabs. Then of course I'm going to lift these up as well, and then what I'm going to do is a bit of brute force I think is needed, but I'm going to separate the legs just in case to pull that all the way up until it snaps into position, and that'll click down. So again, bit of brute force, guys. Snap that into position, fold these up. It's my bugbear with Iron Factory and has been since I've been reviewing them. They make great figures, they look amazing. Fold that back in, of course, fold the landing gear in, fold the feet in, but the transformation processes aren't that difficult. They're just made difficult due to the fact that all their parts pop out. Right, take this back part off, lift it all the way back, rotate it around, fold these in as well. That'll come closer back there. This you can now spin up if you wanted to, or you can have this part here completely rotated down and have it down that way, which to be honest I think is better. So let's do the same on this side. So let's rotate this blue part around there and then keep that down. Don't forget to turn the head around. Don't forget to correct the orientation of the bicep and bring the fists out. And then this is where it's probably going to take me another 40 odd seconds to not to just push the shoulders in, but to get everything in line and to stand up the way that I want it to. Fold the shoulder pad in as well. The only good and the only mainly saving grace for this, and again, it's exactly why I do the videos, so sorry to sound like a broken record, is purely for reassurance for you guys. If you start pulling the arms, limbs, legs, hands, feet, everything off, it's not detrimental. But there you go. That was much quicker and much more respectable time. There we go. There he is back in his robot. Hope it helped, and of course, most of all, I hope it reassured you at the same time. Thanks, guys. Take care.